I do have a few poems lined up for you here. They kind of bounce off between personal experiences, what I want for my community. It's mainly what I focus a lot of my writing on. So yeah, this one is titled "In January." It reflects my first experience that I had volunteering through the Cambodian family, where we helped a lot of the Santa Ana residents gain their apply for their citizenship, and so it was a really interesting process for me. It's okay. Okay, thank you. In January, I helped familiar faces that only knew me as Gon My Sum or Gon Ayop become naturalized citizens. With my broken Khmer married with their broken English, we pieced together memories, fears, hopes, and dreams. I asked one man, Look, have you ever traveled outside the United States? He replied, I miss my home. I work so hard here, trying to raise my children the right way, try to provide the best I can for my family here. But what about my family back home in Sokmai? I at least think I get to visit. I asked Omel, will you defend arms for your country? And he stares at me blankly. I rephrased myself. Will you go to war for America? Fiercely he responds, War, I will not fight for a place that does not even see me, that does not even recognize me, a place that does not even guarantee me health insurance, a place that has placed me in poverty and never helped me out. I told him, I understand his anger. He asked me, what age did I learn about the Khmer Kaham? What age did I learn about the Khmer Rouge? I told him when I was 9 or 10. I was a little girl running around the schoolyard. It was me and this girl. We chased each other around yelling, Khmer Kaham, Khmer Kaham, the Khmer Rouge, the Khmer Rouge. Me and that girl laughed without understanding. Our ancestors were either the ones running or were either the Khmer Kahams. I was too embarrassed to look Omel in the eyes. He asked me one last question. Do they teach you about the Khmer Kaham in high school? And I said no. I had to read about it on my own. He says to me that this is not right. Yeah, that one's titled January. That was a very interesting poem for me to write because in my community alone, I'm just seen as a daughter of these parents. And so for me to kind of help these people out, it truly meant a lot to kind of hear their stories. It was really touching. It was a complete reality for me to know that these are what my people are going through now, despite 40 years after the war, so that a lot of them still kind of need this assistance and they're being overlooked. So it really touches the heart with that. I wanted to point out that I do have zines for sale. It's just a little kind of mini compilation of my poems. They're only $1. They're up front where you walk in. Just kind of something for you to take home a piece of me if you like. But yeah, I also have business cards with my blog on there. You can follow me on there as well. This poem here is titled Phases. It just reflects a lot of the phases that I've been through lately. Phases. I've been through the I don't like the way I look phase. Where's my flat tummy phase? Go away, ugly face phase. What's wrong with my voice phase? Why can't I dance phase? Whistle at me too, please. I am still going through this. Trying to find the right people phase, but settle for footsteps across my face phase. Spent all my financial aid money on weed phase with friends who never hesitate to hit me up for money phase. Friendships measured by a tab phase. I need this, and this from you phase. Do my homework for me phase. Oh, you are my best friend phase. Why don't I have a boyfriend phase? Always second place to another girl phase. Too hesitant to date phase. I still don't date phase. Sexually molested at 15 phase. Too afraid to report it phase. You slut, you asked for it phase. No one even cares about me phase. Ran away from home 4 times phase. Come home drunk high off my ass with boys no name phase. The I need acceptance phase. Ear stretching plug wearing phase. Skin revealing phase. Cut hair, dye hair, cut it again hair phase. I need a perfect prom date phase. High school graduation phase. This is never enough phase. Tattoo phase. I still regret it phase. Through this, my parents never understand me phase. But I finally went through the sit, talk and have tea with my parents' phase, and they told me their phases. That poem really reflected the growth of relationship with my parents lately. Ever since kind of me performing poetry, me and my parents' bond have definitely been a lot closer, and I really do appreciate that. It's really hard for me to picture my life without my parents, and especially now, for me, I'm raised by Muslim parents, so right now it's the month of Ramadan, and so it truly means a lot for me just to even sit together with my parents. It feels weird for me right now to not have iftar, to break fast with my parents, so it feels really weird right now. I'm like in a really awkward phase, but it's all good. They still love me, I still love them. So this poem, it kind of reflects upon my parents' phase, what they kind of went through. I've shared this poem several times, but it truly hits the heart with me. I brought this poem with me to, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Brave New Voices, but I went out there summer 2011 with Team Long Beach, and so I was able to kind of share this poem to a bunch of strangers, but it felt really good. So this poem's titled History, a Poem for My People. For the ones who could not speak because a gun was being jammed down your throat. Hey ngat prap hey yay, I didn't say you can speak, or a knife was being held against your tongue. Hey kahop hey ngat yay diet. If you lie, you will never speak again. For the ones who could not speak but just stare at the decaying bodies floating down the Mekong River. Fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, infants, the sense of rotten flesh, organs, and souls, a pool of our native people killed by natives themselves to cleanse. But instead of cleansing this land, we are infesting our soil with blood, leaving no nourishment for our seeds to sprout. For every grain of rice that I still seem to look past, every time my mother told me it was bop to throw away any amount of rice. Yum bai tong eat all your rice. She hardly speaks of when she was forced into the rice fields, work or be killed or work. For the monks, educators, musicians, and farmers, we were the targeted ones. For the ones who were forced to hide their identities, like my father, who ran away from home because he knew an education was equivalent to a bullet to his head. For my best friend's mother, who had to sleep in a ditch among the dead just to ensure she'll see tomorrow. Her father, a general, slain by the Khmer Gaham with an apple in his mouth as if he were a pig. For the 2 million unrested souls, for the unidentified landmines and bomb casualties, children running around playing tag but find themselves stepping on the wrong home base, all of us striving to understand what went wrong. For the people of Southeast Asia, not just Khmers, for Chams, Laotians, for Mians, Mongs. For one of the most greatest empires in Southeast Asia, Angkor Wat reminds us of the power that Cambodia has. Though she almost died 3 decades ago, Cambodia has been living since the year 600 AD. Cambodia lives, she is breathing in and out. She exhales the years 1974 to 1979 because she doesn't want to be known. Because Cambodia isn't genocide. Cambodia isn't genocide. Cambodia isn't genocide. She doesn't want to be known for the mass killings that occurred on her land. Cambodia lives. She exhales red, removing blood from her soil, forgetting the Khmer Gaham. Sorry. For the fine arts, Apsara's coconut dance and operas, which were still kept alive after it was banned. Apsara still dances free as water. The youth still came together and rhythmically tapped coconut shells. Operas still sing of a time when Cambodia was great. Cambodia lives. She is breathing in and out. She tells us of history, his story, her story, war story, and we must tell our stories. I know that there are many people out there who can relate to this, always being second place, never being the first one. The reason why you hate relationships. But yeah, this poem is titled Sheets. After I walked him out, he kissed my forehead goodnight. I watched him make a left on Standard Avenue, then I walked back to my room. Where just half an hour ago we were intimate. He kissed my neck, cradled my hips, held me as if he meant it. But I knew going into it, I was probably number 3. For 6 months, we hid from familiar faces. He would always pull the sheets over me, only making love to me where no one could see. When I reached to hold his hand, he would high-five me. When I leaned to kiss him, he'd only kiss my forehead. He didn't want me the way I wanted him, like the sheets that absorbed the blood the night my hymen was torn. I was thrown into the washer, dried, and stored away. Now no sheets. So I want to thank you guys for providing this super duper safe space for me to kind of pour my heart out to you guys. It really means a lot. It's really hard transitioning from writing on paper and being up here to kind of give myself to you guys like this. So understand that as a writer, it's not an easy process. It takes a lot of encouragement. It takes a lot of time. But I do encourage, if any of all are writers out there, please, it's a heartwarming experience to kind of be up here. So I encourage writers out there to kind of experience what it is to be out here in front of the mic, facing the audience. It's a completely different experience. It's wonderful. I don't regret it. I love it. I do have my zines out there again, my business cards. If y'all are interested, you can say what's up to me after or something. You can get some water. But yeah, I think that'll wrap my setup. Thank you.